Like, they was trying to do it in intervals. Like, they was trying to starve me. Like, somebody will, like, have me in their house, like a man. And then he would just want to be in control of what I eat and how I eat. And he would try to bring me something first thing in the morning, like early in the morning. And then he would want to wait until the evening to come back to bring me something to eat. And then I would wait another 12 hours to eat again. So that means once a day in the morning and once a day at night. And I was getting too hungry during the 12-hour period that the meal would be gone. And then when they would bring me abundance of food, it would be tampered with. And so I would not eat the tampered with food. So it was like they were trying to make it seem like I was starving myself. But I wasn't. I just knew something was being done to the food that they was giving me. That's why I wouldn't eat it. And so I noticed as well when I was eating some of the tampered with food, the baby wasn't moving like that. And then when I started getting up and making other food that was in the house that would belong to, the people of the house that was there too, they was letting them know, like, oh, she hope she eating something else, like. And I would feel the baby moving. Like, if I cook something for myself out of the house, I would feel the baby moving. But then, like, then the person will hurry up and come and try to bring me something. Like, they have been starving me the whole time, which I get up and go, make me something too. And then they'll come running in with some food they done brought from somewhere, and it'll be tampered with. And I didn't realize just how many people could be involved in something like this. I believe that people really have good hearts, like, for the most part. So it went over my head that they would do the same thing when I got out of jail that they did while I was in there. And then my own people would be involved. So I done had pasta and biscuits and burgers, and I done posted. Ooh, jeez, I'm not gonna cry. I done posted the pictures of the food that, I've been eating, like good food and everything. And I had somebody try to stop me from getting some food again. And the picking of the arguments and the thing like that. But I'm not gonna get into that. Because, I bought food and I almost had to leave here where I am and then leave all my food that I had got from the grocery store. And I didn't post a video of it because I said I almost had to leave it. So if it wasn't a problem, I wasn't going to drag it out, But it's been a lot going on that I ain't necessarily said anything about. And I ate the food. I ate the cereals that I bought. I ate all the cereal. I ate all the pasta. I've been taking the vitamins. And I ain't been just eating. I ain't eat from them same restaurants that I was eating from that I know that was tampering with the food. And I'm going to put my hand on my belly again. It's moving. The baby is moving. A lot. And I know people They want to say anything about me. But my baby was all I really cared about. And they just wanted to say anything that they could about me. They wanted to abuse me. They wanted me to abuse myself. So they didn't have to acknowledge that I was carrying a baby and that I'm pregnant. And it's hard to acknowledge that I'm pregnant. It is. Like sometimes I feel the baby moving and I'm just later. Like I can't acknowledge you because they won't tell the truth. And I just pray, Lord Jesus, please break that power, Father God, and cause me to connect with my pregnancy. Oh, Jesus. Because I don't know how it can be possible. I had like a dream of a baby coming out very tiny, very small. Didn't hurt giving birth to the baby when I was in the jail cell. And in the vision I had, I gave birth to the baby in the jail cell. Well, I wasn't in the jail cell. But the vision that I had, I'm going to show you just how I had it. Because I was scared. I was like, God, I'm scared to give birth. Like, I don't want to give birth without no doctor. I'm afraid, because I had an epidural with Melbourne. So I was like, Lord, please, like, let me give birth like Eve was supposed to do woman was supposed to do in the garden before the curse or something, because I don't want no labor pain. Because that stuff hurts. It does. It really does. Like with Melbourne, it hurts so bad that I was screaming for an epidural. I need to go to sleep. But I remember, like, after I said that and told him I was scared, I went to sleep. At some point, I awakened a dream. And in the dream, I had been opening my lids and closing my lids, and there was something about feminine spirituality and my family seeing my belly and people not believing, like, oh my goodness, she pregnant, and she was twerking and dancing and doing all of this, and she pregnant like that. A lot of people wanted to see my belly and like for real, like, oh my goodness, like, and touching on it, and God was like, don't be doing all that dancing, and yeah, she tiny and everything, but she's still pregnant. And she can't be breaking it down too much just because she's small. And then he showed me give birth, but like there was something about my baby daddy because of microphone. He basically would have run away. Like he had done something to us and run away and got away. And we're hiding, thinking he got away with it. And then I went after him. And I think some of my family was kind of wondering why I'm going after him. But I went in the vision dream, I went after my baby daddy. And I wanted to bring him to justice for what he had done. And he threw a microphone at me. And the Holy Spirit was like, oh, she can sing. And he didn't want nobody to know his baby mama can sing. And he was angry that people were finding out that I was talented. And my family was seeing me come from the land by myself. And I was opening my legs and closing my legs in midair, floating in midair, with my leg opening and closing in a very feminine, spiritual manner. It wasn't like very sexual, but it was like them Indian women that you see like I was doing that, and my leg was like open and closing like that. And my family was like, Andrea, like calling my name, like, and they was excited because it was something about the feminine spirituality. And I remember we was all dancing, and they were like, is she really pregnant? Look at the belly, it's so small. And then we were dancing and God was like, no, not too much. Like, okay, that's enough, she pregnant. And I remember like some of my family were looking too close, like, like don't be too close to her belly and stuff, And then I remember there was the vision where my little sister was telling me, Andrea, calling my name. And I didn't know that I was in labor, I guess. I did not know because I did not feel it. I didn't feel anything. I had been walking around like normal, like I was not even pregnant. And basically, I was walking around like I was not pregnant. Like, because I guess I knew that I was pregnant at some point, but I just kept going on with my life, and I was very small, and it was almost like I forgot about it. And then as I started to feel that I had forgotten about it, my little sister was there. And she was in the bedroom, in the vision, in a bedroom, and it was dark. And I was coming from the living room and coming to the bedroom. And she was calling my name. And she was calling it seriously. And I was in the living room. And I was walking through the living room, and she was in the bedroom. And she was calling my name from the bedroom. And she was saying, Andrea, like in a way that I never heard her call my name before. And so I was like, okay, well, let me go into there and see what my little sister is calling me for. So I come into the bedroom, and she was like, Andrea. And I was like, what is she calling me like that? And the Holy Spirit were like, kind of like you in labor. And so I got on my knees, and I didn't feel no contractions or any labor pains. I didn't feel at all. Cause I walking around with someone, they're trying to tell me I in labor. How you gonna tell me I in labor and I don't know? So I'm like, okay, I got on my knees, and I put my hand by my crotch area, where the pubic hair grow, just right there on the front part. And I kept my hand right there for a long period, not a long period of time, for like maybe 30 seconds, a minute or so. Not even a minute, like not even 30 seconds, just a very short period of time. And all of a sudden, this little baby just come out of my vagina. And I didn't really feel no pain at all. I didn't feel no pain at all. There was no pain. And it came out, but I felt you can feel like it was a little pressure, like, like when it came out, like you just felt like it just go boop, like it just came out, like it wasn't no push all of that from when I had Melbourne. It was not that at all. It was to where I did not know that it was time for me to let the baby come on down. I didn't know. Like, I was walking around not knowing the baby finna come out of my vagina. So, when my little sister was saying, like in the spirit, like, oh, you in labor. Like, that was seemed like she was trying to say, Andrea, you about to have a baby, Andrea. And so I got on my knees in the bedroom with her. And I put my hand right there. I had one hand down on the floor, I think, and or I might have been standing on two knees, but I put my hand right there. And I know at some point I bent over. While I on my two knees, I bent over. And when I bent over, I kind of just caught the little baby in both my hands, like this hand and the other one. And the baby was so small, y'all. It like a fit in a shoe. The baby was so small. And there was like, the skin on the baby seemed like it was dark. Like, it's like some darkness on the baby. And then I'm going to tell you what I did not notice until after I thought about it, was that I didn't remember an umbilical cord. So the baby come out, and I have the baby in both of my hands. And then I give the baby to Shakina, to my little sister, and I go, when the baby come out, I was like, oh my God, I hope it's still alive. Because it was so small. I think it might have had like some pink color to it, dark or pink color to the skin of the baby. Hold on, I need to put it between my legs because it's just ridiculous, like what I'm feeling right now. And I think I'm just tired, but oh God. But anyway, so I remember I had the baby. I was like, oh my goodness, like, I pray the baby's still alive, because when it came out, it was so small. I was like, oh my goodness, Lord. I was like, oh my God, I pray my baby's still alive. Like, how I felt, because the baby was so small. And I had been through a lot in the jail already, so I was scared in the vision. And then so I was like, oh my God, I hope the baby's still alive. And then the baby just started moving. Like, just moving like a regular baby. Move. Like, start kicking and throwing the hands and all of that. But it was just so small. And so, I gave the baby to my sister. I put the baby on her, like, bosom. Like, here. And I gave the baby to her. And she was holding the baby like, she didn't know what to do. Like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe she just put this little bitty tiny baby on me. And then I ran out the room to call 911 or something like that. And so I gave birth in the vision, and I felt everything. And I was just telling God that I would be afraid to give birth. And I felt everything, and it didn't hurt at all. And like after I pretty much had more visions too. But I remember, and I'm gonna tell y'all about that one, about the part about it being able to, something about a shoe, size of a shoe. But anyway, so I remember looking back, I don't remember an umbilical cord being cut because I ran out the room. So when I gave birth in the vision, this was just a dream. Because ain't no telling how stuff can actually really turn out. But when I gave birth in the dream, like, I went back and thought about it, and I was like, well, when I gave birth in a dream, I don't remember an umbilical cord. Because I never cut an umbilical cord after the baby came out. And when the baby came out, it just came out like, it was almost like the baby stuck its own hand out, like, let me up out of here. Like, that's kind of like what it was like. And then I just put my hand down there, like, to guide it by my crotch and on my knees. And I was, like, trying to do it in the jail when I woke up. But people kept coming to bother me, and it felt like I was in labor right then. But they kept bothering me. And I don't know, and they wouldn't give me a doctor. And were doing stuff. So I recall, like, being afraid, like, to give birth, period. Or not being able to give birth. Or having a miscarriage. I was just so scared for all these different reasons. And when I thought about it, I was like, there was no umbilical cord. There was no umbilical cord. Because I didn't cut an umbilical cord. The baby did not come out in this dream. Not saying that it won't, but because that's horrible, you know, to think that a baby not coming out with an umbilical cord. But I mean, as far as the knowledge that we have, because I know babies can drink amniotic fluid and things like that, but as far as, and do your research before you say anything, because it's true, they can taste what's in your amniotic fluid. But we are taught that the baby get their nutrients and stuff through the umbilical cord. So, for a child to have survived and, you know, in the womb, with no umbilical cord, that's what's in the vision, it was very frightening, and I didn't want that, and I don't want that for my baby. Based off of the knowledge that we have, that it's a possibility that that's the only way that they are nourished in the womb is through the umbilical cord. So, oh Jesus, oh Lord. So, basically, I went back and thought about that, and I was like, did that baby come out with stuff on the body, and like brown stuff on the body, and or red stuff, and no umbilical cord? And it scared me or whatever, because I also had another dream of me in the cell, and there was a baby that was huge coming out of my vagina. And it was so big that it almost looked like it was like 2 years old coming out of my vagina. I know God said something about some twins, and I seen a big old baby and a little baby, but they was twins, and one was big and one was small. I had a vision of a little girl. I had a vision of a little boy. So, you know, when you're pregnant, you can have all kind of dreams, and your subconscious mind can take you to a lot of places. But some of this stuff seemed like it might be something to some of this stuff. And I think that it needs to be said so that when the truth come out, that we can see the workings of God in the situation as well. But I had another vision that I had given birth, or that somehow the baby, no, not that I don't know. I don't think I had given birth. Something about, they were saying I needed a doctor. People had found out, and they were saying that you need a doctor. You can party and do all that other stuff. Go out drinking with your friend, whatever, after you get a doctor. Because I ain't been drinking. I did now a little bit, but I just chose not to do it. And believing that, I know I'm still pregnant. And so, Jesus. So, it was crazy because in this dream, it had said that something was saying that I called my dad. I called my dad, Drew, and I was like, Dad, the baby, he could fit in the size of a shoe. And I was excited, but I was calling him and telling him. And I don't talk to my family. Like, I haven't talked to them in a very long time over the situations, things that's been going on and things like that. So even though it's my life, God did let me know that there was a lot of wickedness in my family. And I ain't gonna go into that right now. But he was showing like a career for me. Like an actual career. Oh, I need to turn over, y'all. I need to turn over to the other side because and you know what? See, I turn over like gotta turn to my back real slow. Like when you pregnant, and then turn over like that because I need to get on the other side for a minute. Oh, yes, that feels so much better. And they say it's good to be on your left side, but I did that with Mel too. Like I was sneaking on my right side because I had been laying on my left side forever. And I know when they did the x-ray and said that my kidney was swollen. I know my kidney wasn't swollen. That's a baby. You know what I'm saying? That was a baby on my left side because I'm always laying on that side. I'm always laying on my left side, and the baby will settle on my left side. And the baby was so small. But God have let me know that people have known that I'm pregnant, whether they want to come up with every excuse or not. And so, oh, Jesus, that feels so much better. But, it's crazy, y'all. Because I was, saying, the baby could fit in the baby the size of a shoe. And I'm not, claiming to be no prophet or nothing, and people have all kind of crazy dreams. But this is what happened, and I think this needs to be said. I don't know why. But I had a dream that I had this little bitty tiny baby. And I was riding in the back seat, and it was alive, and it was a little bitty tiny baby. And I remember like something about the music industry and my gospel music, and the gospel music that I was working on in the jail. Something about being able to record it and having a manager, like a publicist, like somebody who helped me get shows and help manage my tours and things like that. And people were saying I needed a doctor. And so it was like a celebration. It was like something beautiful. So, and it was amongst black people. And then I had another vision of some black girls that knew me and some black guys that I didn't know. I probably seen them around here or there, but I ain't know them like enough for them to be running their mouth about me and my situation. And God has said she know who her baby daddy is. Her kids got the same daddy. And he was saying, and there was something about people was saying, lying and trying to say I was pregnant by a black man now. Like one of the black men that I dated since I left the jail, or somebody else that trying to make it seem like she pregnant by some black dude. And God was like, no, she not. That's Austin Middle, baby. And then it was something about, like, he said something about some twins. Now, I don't understand why, if it's a miniature baby, how it could be twin. How there could be any discussion about twins. Them twins she carry. How can there be a discussion about twins if it's only one baby? And I saw two bottle caps. Two baby bottle caps. And the man Blackjack who took pictures of my belly when I was released from the Montgomery County Jail. And then my song, Every Promise has been fulfilled. And I saw two baby bottle caps. And a book and Martin Luther King. A book by Martin Luther King. And it might have been a book by me. But it was evil surrounding it. Like people wanted to kill me and do me like Dr. King. And I seen something about a little girl. So, I had a dream that I had a little girl. So it's been very treacherous for me in the spirit realm, but there were certain things that God did say that did happen that I know for a fact. And he said that my baby daddy was gonna be in the jail with me while I was in there, and he had attacked a white woman in his mama house while I was in the county trying to get out of the county for protecting myself from him. And I remember that he did end up in the jail. And then God had shown me that he wasn't showing up to some of the child custody court dates because he was strung out on drugs. And then he was like, he not going to show up because he's strung out. And then he didn't show up. And I knew why he didn't show up. And God showed me that his mama was going to show up for him, that Cynthia O'Vera was going to show up for my baby daddy. And then she was going to be trying to kind of like steer clear